You know it, I know it. The reason you're struggling to win games right now in CFB 26 is because you're terrible on defense. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm breaking down the top 5 defenses that will actually help you win more games. I'm going to be breaking them step by step, exactly how to set them up, so you're never lost again. You're not going to miss this one because the defenses get better and better as we go along. Let's jump right into it. Alright, first I want to show you a crazy overload blitz your opponent's never going to have seen before that's going to let you get easy pressure. Let me show you. Alright, so this is in, obviously, like I said, nickel 3-3 mint. We're going to come to Sam Mike 3 press. Alright, we are going to shift our defensive line to the right here, and then we're going to pass commit. And then also you want to drop this defensive tackle right here into a zone, whatever you want to do, a hook curl, just because you only really need the guys on the right side. You're completely trying to overload this right side of the offensive line here in this case, and then I would also probably defend the seam a little bit better, you know, by having my safety in a deep path, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to press D-pad up, right trigger, left stick down to basically what I call turbo engage with the offensive line, and specifically the center. That's the guy that you're really trying to get the attention of. Alright, so we're going to take this snap, try to turbo engage with the center, and what does that do? It allows for that man off of the edge to come in free, like you see now. It's not always going to be just him. It can be one of the defensive tackles, right? It could be, you know, the defensive end, but a lot of the time it's going to be the last line, right? The last guy who's coming around that they're going to let come in free, and so it becomes very easy. And what does this do? Because you drop this man out, it allows for the offensive line to basically double team this man, which they never see the other guy looping around the edge, right? This is a pretty good blitz angle that this man is taking to be able to loop all the way around the offensive line like this. And because you occupy the attention of the center, you make it impossible for them to even have the right numbers on that side. Essentially, you're creating a 4-on-3 on that side, which makes it very, very easy for your guy to obviously just walk in free. And then the best part is you're actually going to make sure you're spamming the A button, right, to get off the block as soon as possible, right? So I engage with him for just a second, then I get off the block. And honestly, with this particular play that they have called, a lot of people would just throw you a pick. Right, they will literally just throw you this ball right here because they think that you're blitzing. But no, you're trying to get off this block, hold wide. They're going to make a panic read right before, you know, where they end up throwing the ball, and you're able to just get that easy interception. So set it up one more time here just so that you guys know that it's obviously not a fluke here, right? So we're going to set it up the same way. Shift that D-line to the right, pass commit the defense, drop the defensive end right here into a hook curl so that he doesn't mess up the blitz. But you're going to stand basically right here, D-pad up, right trigger, left stick down, take the snap, get the attention of the center, spam A to get off the block, and that time you're able to see a little bit faster pressure as well. And even if they block their running back, which obviously people can do, they can slide their line, they can block their running back. A running back's not going to be able to block a linebacker, right? We know this, right? This guy's way more powerful than a halfback, right? Just because he's bigger, stronger, and so a lot of the time he's just going to either run right through him or just shed him pretty quickly. And so again, it's the same thing. The offensive line's going to double team this man, and then we're going to have that 4-on-3 on the other side. And so that's the name of the game, right? It's all about just trying to overload, just find stuff that's going to work, right? You're also able to see by dropping this man into a vert hook right here, he's going to match onto their backside dig pretty well and actually take this away. So a lot of benefits from calling a blitz like this from a defense like 3-3 mint, because you're able to overload blitz them, and you're really only sending 4 people, and then everyone else is in coverage, and so you're able to play really good defense. Alright, next I'm going to show you a really great way to run 3-3 double mug. I've never showed this way before, and you've probably never seen it run like this. Let me show you. Alright, so we're going to come in a nickel 3-3 double mug here. Obviously, we're going to be running mid blitz. Alright, so everyone knows about this little send 6, right, where you stand right here over the center. This is easy to beat. Don't run this, and this is not what I want to show you, alright? So we're going to obviously not do that. We are going to, but instead we're going to take Lawson right here, and we're going to move him directly over the center, alright? So there's 2 reasons why this is good. Against the run, obviously if they just call inside zone, you can just see how, no, it's not. No, I'm sorry. when they're running the ball, it's the other guy that you want to take. You want to take Jefferson right here, move him over the center, and then you're going to see how we're just going to be able to very easily just stop the run, all right? So it's pretty easy run defense as well when you just take these guys, retarget the offensive line, and so then, you know, there's going to be a flame icon over the top of Jefferson, and so now he's just going to be able to run in free just like that. So that's a pretty good way that you can run mid-blitz against the run. But against the pass, which is really what I want to show you, is you're going to take a Lawson right here, and you're going to stand. You don't even need to turbo engage with the line. You really just need to stand probably right here, right? And you're going to drop this other man right here into a curl flat. Now, you could run cover 2. Right, you could run cover 3, because you can really do whatever you want. You can leave this man, you know, manned up. You can run cover 3 cloud, right? You can do whatever you want with coverage. This is actually a pretty good defensive shell. But again, you're just trying to overload blitz them. So what you have to do is press D-pad right off the snap. Right, so you're standing right here because you want this man, as soon as you D-pad switch stick off of him, you want him to run into the center. Right, and so we're just going to go ahead and take the snap. I'm going to show you immediately D-pad switch stick, and now you're able to see that man comes in free off the edge. And again, you're back into coverage. A couple weeks ago, I was showing you guys, you know, what was the best way at that point in time, right, to actually turbo engage with the line. Well, now there's a new way that's been pretty good that I've been labbing up, right? It's just D-pad switch sticking, because he's already in a blitz angle. He's already probably going to run into the center, and then you just D-pad switch stick back into coverage onto another man. And by the way, you can do whatever you want with this guy. You can switch stick onto someone else now. You can just free roam over the middle of the field, take away their routes. But you have to also understand the pressure is really fast. So like you see how I put this man right here in a hard flat. Or, no, excuse me, it was this man right here into a hard flat, right? Because I want to take away their quick throws, because you see how fast this pressure is. From, again, only a 5-man rush against a 5-man protection, that should never be happening, right? They should be able to account for these, you know, extra blockers, or just really changing the block targeting, because we're not even really sending anyone extra, right? So you're going to force them into like a pass protection game and having to, you know, actually block their running back. So we're going to have them block their running back here. We're going to set the defense up the same way, right? Boom, 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 shade down, right? So something like this. Right, and we're going to drop this man into a curl flat assignment. We're going to stand directly right here over the center, all right? And so now I'm going to D-pad switch stick again. So take the snap, D-pad switch stick off, and so now you're able to see, since they blocked the running back again, when they block the running back versus when they don't, changes the block targeting of the line, right? And so sometimes that just means you don't walk in free. No blitz is going to walk in free, but you do see how this man right here runs into 75, not 62. If you can get him to run to the center after you D-pad switch stick, so sometimes you might have to move a little bit further over to get that to happen, right? That's when the blitz can just come screaming in. If the guard can slide over and block you, then, you know, they might have some protection, you know, strength there. But same thing. All right, we're going to block our running back. We are going to stand directly right here over the center, right? And we are going to immediately D-pad switch stick off. And so then you're able to see I'm right here, and we get a sack fumble. Can we recover? No, we don't. But great defense nonetheless, because now you're able to, if they send their running back out, come flying in free. And if they actually block the running back with this setup, you're just going to be able to get really quick pressure, which again, pressure should not be happening this fast when you're sending only 5 people. And again, you have full freedom to switch stick right here. If you wanted to switch stick onto this man, it kind of just depends on the route combs that they have called. But regardless, a really great blitz that gives you great versatility in your coverage. Alright, so if you're enjoying this video this far, I encourage you to go down below and hit that subscribe button, because I break down defensive tutorials and tips just like this every single day on College Football 26, and you're not going to miss out on any of them. But again, if you want my full defensive ebook with step-by-step write-ups and videos to help you out even further, go to the link in the pinned comment. You can use code WELCOME to get 20% off. I can't wait to help you out on defense. Let's jump right back into it. Alright, so as we know, games are won and lost inside the 20, inside the red zone. Let me show you the best red zone defense you need to be using right now. Alright, so that defense that I'm talking about here is actually going to be 4-3 even 6-1 coming into Sam Will Blitz, alright? Alright, so now you can see how the ball's inside of the 10-yard line, which I guess the red zone is technically inside the 20. But a lot of people, they start to change their offense when they get in goal-to-go situations just because it's a lot harder to score in those goal-to-go situations, right? So we are going to shift our D-line here, or you could just pinch your D-line. You can really do whatever you want, but you can stand directly right here over this center with your user, and you're gonna see how there's a flame icon over the top of a literal defensive tackle, which means that he's supposed to just run in free right off the snap. So we're going to take the snap, and you can see that's exactly what happens, where he runs in free. Now, you still have to make tackles, right? He's kind of slow, so honestly what I would do, it's still very valuable to get him to come in free, but you need to click onto him. So that's what I'm going to do right here. So we're going to see how he's going to come in free, boom, but I'm going to take the snap, and now I'm going to dive tackle with him. And this guy is like 50 speed. I'm not even going to lie. He got out of that so slow. But being able to just walk in the backfield against run plays is super valuable, right? Same thing I showed you earlier from double mug. So again, I'm going to go through it. We're going to click onto him, and I missed. But, oh my gosh, they are going crazy. But really, really good run defense, honestly. You just have to actually go make the play. We're going to see if I can get it right here. This is kind of frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Boom. Can this this guy is so slow. All right, but maybe you put a faster player here because this guy is like 50 speed. I'm not even gonna lie. But being able to just walk in the backfield free, very valuable for you. But there's some other defenses, other setups. You can certainly just loop through and shoot a gap if you want to stand 4 yards over the guard, right, and just meet this man at the point of attack just like that and go make that play. There's a lot of different ways to stop the run, right? But really when they go to pass the ball is when this becomes even more valuable because you're going to see how, if they just go with a play like this, you can just run man coverage. You can route commit all these receivers inside if you wanted to. So then you're basically just going to be sitting on all of their routes. Right, so again, you go ahead, pinch your defensive line, stand right here over this center. They're going to motion this guy out, and then you're just back over here to take that away. And you can see how fast that pressure is, and then all the receivers are taken away. So whether they want to run the ball or they want to pass the ball, 4-3 even 6-1 is a great run defense, a great defense overall because you're able to do both. You're able to get quick pressure on the quarterback. You're able to get back into coverage. And like I said, if you wanted to, you can run really great man coverage, behind this. So one last time here, have them call, a different pass play. Boom, I'm not even really sure what play they have called here, but your user obviously is responsible for this running back, right? Or you can man up one of the defensive ends onto the running back so that you can get back into coverage. Really whatever you want to do. Take the snap, let that guy come in motion, and you can see, great defense. Quick pressure, great defense because you're in man coverage, you're route committing. They don't have a whole lot of room to run a lot of these routes, and you're able to see how no one's open because of that. That I also have a good user over the middle. So 4-3 even 6-1, a great red zone defense because of the quick pressure and the great ability for you to stop the run. All right, next I want to show you another insane glitch blitz you've never seen before, but I've been labbing up, and it's really insane. Let me show you. Alright, so the defense we're going to be talking about here is 5-2 normal. We're going to come into trio sky zone. I think my face cam's covering it, but it's basically this overload blitz, alright? And no, yes, you are hearing this correctly. You are going to be using a defensive lineman to start this play. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to use this defensive lineman right here, and you're going to basically move him down into the right. Alright, so again, what you're basically trying to do is get all 5 of your guys to run onto this right side, right? Alright, and so you're going to D-pad. I would probably just press my D-pad to the left here as soon as the ball snapped. So boom, take it, press D-pad left, and then you're able to see how that man's going to come flying in free. Because again, we're just running more guys to that side than they can have blockers. You see how both of these men right here aren't blocking anyone off the snap. I mean, 71 kind of touches somebody. 74 is blocking literal air. So it's like, this is going to be a huge problem for them. You see how all of these linemen are turning inside and turning to the middle. Like, they're so confused because they don't even know what you're doing. And the best part is, you're back into coverage. you D-pad switch stick off the rip, and you're right back to where you need to be. All right, so again, shift the D-line to the right here in this case. Then what I would do actually is just put this man in a hard flat, then put this linebacker right here in a vert hook, so something like this, and move this man as far over as you need to, and when they go to take this snap, move down and immediately D-pad switch stick, and now you see how we come flying in free. Like I told you, crazy glitch blitz. No one's played against this because no one thinks, hey, let me use the defensive line. No. Right, you see how, once again, look how many guys are blocking nobody here. 74 is blocking nobody the whole play. 71 barely touches anyone until the very end. 77, let's see what 77 does. 77 doesn't touch anyone the whole play. Like, 3 linemen don't touch anyone the whole play because they're so confused what is going on with this, right? And pass protection really can't solve that. I'm going to be honest. When you have 3 of your linemen, this is Alabama's line. These guys should know what they're doing, and they just don't, right? So again, set it up just like this, hard flat, vert hook, right, so that you can immediately D-pad switch stick to the left here in this case, right? So just have them pass commit your defense, right? Have them take the snap, immediately D-pad switch stick, and now you see this time 2 guys come in free. It's only getting better the more times I'm running it. A crazy, crazy blitz. I'm certainly going to be adding this to a defensive ebook coming up soon because this is honestly just kind of insane. You get a bunch of these linemen to block air, block nobody. They're so confused. And as we've talked about many times, even if they were to block Jam Miller, right? He can't block 2 guys coming in free. He can't block this man and then this man coming in behind him. It's a crazy loop from your Sam linebacker, and then it's also just a crazy just run in free from your edge rusher right here because the whole line, again, just default protection here from them, turning inside and trying to, I don't know, just muddy, we're muddying up the middle. We have 3 defensive linemen standing on top of each other, and that, again, completely confuses the offensive line, lets you get easy pressure, but you're right back where you need to be in coverage to take away this stick route and take away their slant as it runs across the field. So 5-2 normal, a really great blitz, and a really great defense that's kind of hidden that you need to take a look at. All right, so next I'm going to show you a brand new defense that was really good in the Madden Bowl finals, and I started labbing it up here on CFB, and I realized it's something else that's also really good in CFB. Let me show you. Alright, so we're going to come into Nickel 3-3 Cub here. We're going to come into Mike Blitz 0, alright? How we're going to set this up is we're going to shift our defensive line to the left. We're going to drop our linebacker right here into a crow flat. Now, you have full versatility, full freedom to do whatever you want as far as coverage, right? So if you're getting beat heavily, up the seam, right? Or, right in the middle against cover 2, you have the freedom to run cover 3, right? A cover 3 defense, right? But here's the thing. The main thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is, once again, shifting your D-line to the left here, and then you want to make sure that you're using Lawson, the middle linebacker, the Mike, right? And you're going to stand probably about right here, all right? Because right off the snap, you're going to D-pad switch stick to the linebacker over here on the right side. So again, we're going to, just take this snap from them, immediately D-pad switch stick, and now you see how that pressure is able to get there very quickly, and you're back into coverage now. Again, like I said, you have full freedom, so if you just want to run all-out man coverage, that's totally okay. It's going to depend on the route concept they have called and the formation that they're running, but we're going to stand right about here, shift the D-line to the left, pass commit by pressing RB and then right stick up, to make sure that your blitz comes in a little bit cleaner here. But again, boom, immediately D-pad switch stick, and now you see how that man's going to come in completely free off of that left side. And you're back into coverage. I did not mean to do that, but you're going to be right back where you need to be into coverage. So you see drop this, we D-pad switch stick to drop this man out. And so if we wanted to use her over the middle of the field, we could do that. If we wanted to guard this backside dig, we could. But the quarterback's on the ground. And why is that, BLT? Because we get number 0, our Mike, to run right into the center, which means that we now have a 4-on-3 over here on this left side. Whereas they have a double team over here, but that's fine because this man really becomes a decoy. We want them to double team him so that we can get our guy to come in free off of the other side. It's going to take a lot of pass protection from them right? And actually, in order to be able to block this blitz, and even if they block the running back, like I told you earlier in the video, running backs can't block edge rushers. They can't block outside linebackers. This guy's big, strong, like he's just gonna run right through a running back. So it's gonna be very tough for them to block this blitz in the first place. But even if they do block the blitz, which good players might be able to, you're still back into coverage to do whatever you need to do, whether you want to run zone coverage or man. This version of 3-3 Cub allows you to get back into coverage sooner and play really good defense. Alright, so if you enjoyed my breakdown of the top 5 defenses here in CFB 26, go down below and hit that subscribe button. I break down defenses, tutorials, and tips every single day on CFB 26, and you're not going to miss out on any of them. But if you want to check out my full defensive ebook, which again has the full write-ups, videos, everything you need to know about defense from the 3-2-6 playbook, go to the link in the pinned comment and you can use code WELCOME to get 20% off. But if you want 5 secret tips that'll help you dominate, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there.